Hello and welcome to Top Employers 2022. I'm Morwick Pietersen. Top Employers Institute is the global authority in recognizing excellence in people's practices. Through the Top Employers Institute certification program, participating companies can be validated, certified, and recognized as employer of choice. In 2022, Top Employers Institute has certified over 1,857 organizations in 123 countries or regions. These certified top employers impacted the lives of over 8 million employees globally. Today we put the spotlight on the Vodacom Group, who achieved their 6th consecutive regional certification as Top Employer Africa for 2022 in 7 countries, and Unilever, who achieved their 8th consecutive regional certification as Top Employer Africa for 2022 in 8 countries. Joining me now are Luc-Olivier Marquet, Executive Vice President at Unilever Southern Africa, and Vodacom Group's Chief Human Resources Officer, Mtimba Mbungela. Good day, gentlemen. As a Top Achievers organization, I want to know what makes your organization a top employer, and also what aspects have contributed to your success as a top employer. Luco, if you would like to go first, and then followed by Mtimba. The floor is all yours, Luco.
Thank you very much, Morwick. Yes, obviously there is so many parameters to become a top employers across Africa. If I wanted to highlight just a couple, maybe our strategy in the equity, diversity, and inclusion agenda. I think first of all, amongst mid-management plus above, we are at 53% female, with obviously parity pay. It's a significant recognition as well, from the implementation of inclusive selection practice, looking at livelihoods and the lives of our new joiners is very much important in order to service the mainstream consumer across Africa. As well, if I take, from an inclusivity point of view, I take Unilever Nigeria, for example, who has been recognized as the most disability inclusive organization. It's again a testament of our continental practices. Obviously, in these times of pandemic, the recognition of how we prioritize the health and well-being of all our employees has been very critical. We have 50 employees who have been certified as trained as mental health, who can support their colleagues amongst this, during these difficult times, through our vaccination program as well, and as well through the permanent educations and trainings that we provide. 4,000 staff members have been trained through our learning hours or masterclass related to well-being, safety, trauma, and mental health, but as well in making sure that they are future fit for the future.
From a Vodacom perspective, the most important part for us is really our purpose. Our purpose really is putting the key platform on where we start off on all our employee value propositions. And just to state the obvious, our purpose as Vodacom is that we connect for a better future. And we've got 3 key pillars of our purpose, which is 1, inclusion for all, and the second one being digital society, and digital societies, and the third one being planet. So let me just maybe hone in a little bit on the first one, which is inclusion for all. From an inclusion for all perspective, there are a number of key things that we do as an HR community and as leadership in the business to make sure that we actually meaningfully live this pillar of our purpose. Starting with a few initiatives that we've run. First one being the parental leave, which is actually an opportunity for our non-birthing colleagues in a family situation or not, where they can be able to access 4 months paid leave to be able to support the little ones.
And which specific human resources programs or offerings do you offer that you feel contributed towards making your organization an employer of choice? This time round, Mtimba, I'm going to start with you. If you want to start off, and then I'll ask Luco to answer the exact same question.
We actually strongly believe that the employee experience is a key enabler of how we deliver an exceptional customer experience. Our employee experience is one of those leading practices that we have across our business, and it starts from how actually prospective employee engages with Vodacom on our digital platforms. For instance, as an example, onboarding for many employers is one of the key challenges. We take pride on what we call perfect day one. We actually enable any employee who joins Vodacom across the continent to have what we call a perfect day one, which means when you come in on day one, you're able to start productively. You've got all your setup for yourselves digitally, even remotely, by the way. It was quite interesting because we had a number of people joining the business during the pandemic and had to join remotely. But we still were able to deliver on our perfect day one promise. Other than the employee experience, another thing that we take pride on is actually our developmental initiatives. We've got a very compelling proposition which we call #OneMoreSkill. And #OneMoreSkill talks to our transformation journey from being a telecommunications company to being a technology organization. One of the key things that we really articulated on this was to say, how do we make sure that as we transform our business to be a primary technology organization, that everyone has got an additional skill that they take with and they're not left behind. And talking about our youth programs, we have what we call an emerging youth portfolio. And in our emerging youth portfolio, we look at how do we actually attract youth into the business. And another key initiative which we have driven is what we call the Youth Council. So we've got youth inside the business who are scheduled for the exco in the different markets. And actually each and every youth person who goes through a selection process, we've got this Youth Council that basically it mirrors our exco. And through our Youth Council, we're able to get inputs from our youth inside the business on how we drive employee experience, what I think that we need to look into in terms of customer engagement. And these are some of the things that actually makes us stand out from a human resource perspective that we drive as a top employer across the continent.
To follow Mtimba, we have as well many programs across Africa, which can be different from one country to the other to make it relevant for each country. If I can mention a few of them, I think we are very proud of the Unilever Level Up program, which is running in South Africa since 2016, and have been supported and impacted so far over more than 2,000 students in South Africa through bursaries, learnership, internship, workshop, and courses. And really, with the acknowledgement that the level of unemployment that we have in the youth unemployment in South Africa and across Africa is really dramatic, and it's something that we have a role to play. As well, Unilever South Africa has established a partnership with the Red Yellow Creative School of Business, and basically the Become in Marketing degree will now be in partnership and delivered in partnership with Unilever. We have guest lectures, case studies. So we really partner with them. As well, we've been investing a lot in the amazing talent which does exist in Africa. Currently, we have 26 African employees who are assigned abroad, working either in Asia, either in Europe, and learning and who's going to be able to come back in the future and bring that expertise as well. We have the program of Unishop, for example, where before in the office, employees had access to a store with all our brands product at a very affordable price. During this pandemic time, obviously, and the fact of working from home, we developed a platform where they can order online and we deliver at home, or they can pick up in the parking of the office. And finally, the learnership series in leadership dedicated to general management programs are key ones.
Now, a quick roundup to this conversation. I want to know from you both what this international HR certification and recognition mean to your organization. Luco, if you can go ahead.
Yeah, obviously, we are extremely proud to be top employers. As you said, in 8 countries. It's the first time actually that we are top employers in South Africa since 2016. So really, it's a great privilege. It's the recognition of all our HR community and all the hard work that our HR team has been doing over the years. But obviously, our commitment is to continue improving and is the opportunity to connect as well with the HR community of so many companies across Africa and to learn best practices. We have many partnerships actually with Vodacom and with Mtimba, so we constantly learn. We have across Africa 4,500 staff across 10 different countries, but basically, full staff, full people who work entirely for Unilever across Africa is roughly 50,000 people. So for us, be recognized as top employers is very critical. Is the recognition, is the opportunity to continue attract the best talent in the country, to provide them a healthy, safe, and supporting their mental well-being place of environment, to have that constant learnership and future skills themselves as the world is evolving. And obviously the Top Employer Institute allows us to connect in the future, to learn from the questionnaire that we had to reply, where we've been doing well, where we can improve, and again, constantly being better and being a top employer in Africa for the many years to come.
From my perspective, really, is that the Vodacom markets in the continent, including Safaricom, we represent more than 18,000 staff. And essentially, for me, it's how we best harmonize our HR practices across the continent and make a meaningful impact for a seamless employee experience across our staff in the business. And as I said earlier when we started, how do we make sure that our employees meaningfully live up to our purpose, which is that of we connect for a better future. And it's quite clearly evident that the work that the HR community puts in place relentlessly, tirelessly throughout, day in, day out, to create a compelling employee experience and an employee value proposition is quite a key driver for us as an HR business. And really it's about how do we make sure that we attract, retain, and more importantly, create a platform whereby our employees feel engaged and therefore deliver an exceptional customer experience. So it's quite a pleasure for us to actually be able to be recognized as top employer across our footprint, and we're looking forward to maintaining this and actually in no time beating Unilever in terms of the rankings. But I think more importantly, really for us, it's not about the rankings, but it's about how do you create a seamless employee experience, like I said, and have an engaged workforce, and make sure that daily when people come to work, they feel that they're part of an employer brand that really makes them live their individual purpose in fulfillment of their company purpose as well. So we're looking forward to making sure that we celebrate this and make sure that our employees continue to be recognized for all the work that we do.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of this conversation. I'd like to say thank you to my guest, Luc-Olivier Marquet, Executive Vice President at Unilever Southern Africa, and Vodacom Group's Chief Human Resources Officer, Mtimba Mbungela. And to all our viewers, it's goodbye.